Live from Camp Briteside in Georgetown, Texas, this is the Eagle Nation Coaches Show with head coach Chuck Griffin. Camp Briteside, located at 8701 Rural Route 2338 or Williams Drive in Georgetown, Texas, is the host of this year's show. And now, here's the voice of your Georgetown Eagles, Wally Harmon.
Royalty, put blame on me. Hate my trends. Word up OG, watch how you talking your tone. What I be on, you cannot make me a clone. You already know T versus T.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Camp Briteside. We'll try to set the volume right. Nope, did it come through? Is that better? There it is. We're here live, Camp Briteside, for the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, live on the patio. Myself, Jory Erickson, here tonight, and the Eagles coming off a big win, a home win at Berkelback Field against the crosstown rival, the Eastview Patriots, and what a win it was, Jory. Convincing win by this Eagle team as a whole. The defense played well. The offense, again, clicking on all cylinders. It just seemed to go right. A lot of good things in that game and a big win for Georgetown.
Yeah, lots of offense and lots of fast offense. I think we scored on the second play of the game after a quick little drop and then tried it again, and then it was to the house.
Xavier Warren took the second play of the game. I believe it was 71 yards. I don't know. It was a lot. I'm looking at the quarterback. You got to remember that stat. Two passes, 1 for 2 with a touchdown. But what a quick jump on him.
75 yards.
Oh, that's right. It was a touchback on the kickoff. So it was second and 10 from the 25, and Xavier Warren. It wasn't much of a race after he made the catch. He took it all the way to the end zone. It just started that momentum for Georgetown. A quick 7 points on the board at the opening kickoff, and then the interception. They got the field goal and jumped on them, or 8-0. They got the 2-point conversion. Then the field goal made it 11-0, and it kind of just kept rolling for the Eagles. Ty Blair had a good ball game with his feet. A lot of struggles in the passing game, a lot of pressure being applied, but Ty Blair showed what kind of talent he does have at the quarterback position for Eastview. Several 150, 160 yards rushing on the night or so for Ty Blair, but this Eagle defense just continued to maintain discipline. They did some great things, a lot of turnovers forced, and continued to hold teams under 15 points, and a big win for the Georgetown Eagles. A big key in the district was the win of Lake Belton over Leander at Bible Stadium. That 29-15 win then created a three-way tie for second place between Lake Belton, Leander, and Georgetown, sitting right behind a 4-0 Cedar Park team. And some things will be up in the air again this week. I believe Leander's playing Rouse this week. Lake Belton playing, I believe, Cedar Park. And so some things can occur. Georgetown on the road Friday night will be at Bible Stadium to take on the Glen Grizzlies. A talented team that has some good athletes. They run a different offense, and we'll get to talk to Coach and the players about that tonight with that version of the slot T offense. They love to run the ball and gash you in that run game with Ortiz and Gordon, and so it'll be interesting to watch how the Eagles respond. Glenn on a slide. They won their first 2 games of the year and now on a 5-game losing streak, wanting to get off of that schneid. I read the bulletin from Coach Krosskoff this week on the Booster Club website for Glenn, and talking about, hey, we're competing, we're in ball games. They did play well against Cedar Park, only losing by 6 there at the end, 6 or 7 at the end.
And I think they've been into overtime once or twice already
and so,
this season.
It's something you got to expect. You're going to get their best shot over at their home field at AC Bible. But some a continue of the winning ways for Georgetown after that tough loss to Leander to open up district. Another convincing win over Eastview. And we talk about that. It's a faceless opponent. We want to go 1-0, but, man, what a big win. And the crowd made a big difference there on Friday night.
The crowd was amazing. The Blue Crew was amazing. They they didn't leave till the very end. We stayed. The stands were full all the way through. I did see that's the Eastview side leave a little early. They were kind of getting out of there before it all finished up, but we Georgetown showed up for sure.
Congratulations are in order to the Eagle Marching Band and the Color Guard. They earned, it was just put on a Twitter here earlier, Georgetown ISD a Twitter account, a unanimous First Division superior rating at last night's UIL Region 26 marching contest, advanced to the UIL Area D marching contest on Saturday at the field. And I tell you what, we springboard off that. Last night, the Georgetown Lady Eagles, as long as they can hold serve in volleyball on Tuesday night next week at Pflugerville and win out, they will be district champions, co-district champions with the Weiss Wolves after a big 5-set win last night. But we talked about it at the end. I interviewed Coach Richardson, talked about how that was for her senior class and the 9 seniors there on the varsity and what that meant. But then talked to Addie Guido, the big 6'5" senior outside hitter committed to UT, about the effect of the 5th set. And she talked about this football team and how they came in right at the beginning of the 5th set, right before it started, piled into the stands, and it got so loud in that gymnasium last night.
That's awesome.
There in that 5th set. The momentum had changed in set number 4. Georgetown down 2-1. They came back and won the 4th set convincingly and go into the 5th set 1-15. And the Georgetown student body backed by this football team. And she talked about that, how awesome it was that the football team came back into the gym after their trip to support the band. They come in and cheered these girls on to victory. So just awesome to see that interaction amongst the different athletic departments, the different band, and it's the fine arts divisions, how the band goes and supports them. They come back, they support the volleyball team, and you see the student section at the home games for Georgetown and even on the road, thanks to the fact we don't have to travel to College Station anymore.
Yeah.
These students pile in on Friday nights to support this football team, and so things are good for Georgetown High School.
Things are exciting all around the school. I know that.
So congratulations to the band. Good luck on Saturday. They'll be Friday night at the game. They may leave at halftime, after halftime, and head home to get ready for Saturday morning. They'll turn around and have a marching contest early. But what an opportunity for them as they continue to do well in their competition time. The boys doing well on the football field at 6-1 now and 3-1 in district, tied with Belton and Leander, and an opportunity to make that a 4-1 district record with a tough game on the road Friday night to take on the Glen Grizzlies. But some good things that came out of it. A lot of pressure, a lot of hits, a lot of activity out of this defense that continue to swarm to the ball.
The defense just keeps taking over. Nobody's getting anywhere on these guys up front or outside.
The times that Ty Blair got a chance to throw a pass, he was under duress. He was being hit and paying the price for staying in the pocket, which may have led to the second half a lot more running out of him and increasing his rushing yards. But this defense, the bend don't break. They didn't give up a bunch to anyone else. Our thoughts go with Keyston Rainey. Not sure how injured he is. He came out of the ball game there in the first half with an injury, and so we hope he is okay for the Eastview Patriots. They continue on in their season, sitting at 1-3 in the district, and so they'll battle again this week as well. But your Eagles continue to show out. This offense clicking. You talk about the run game. So many names that could go back in that running game with Jet Walker and Luke Livingston and Elijah Callaghan and Darius Rockmore up with them now.
Our quarterback had a couple good runs the other night, too.
We usually don't talk about that. And McDougal has done a great job of staying in the pocket, throwing the ball.
Yeah.
And when you have a running back core like he hasn't had to, but a couple of big runs the other night, key runs to get the first downs and to keep the chains moving. And so things clicked well. And then, of course, you've got the weapons on the outside with Xavier Warren and Davin Sedgwick and Max Muniz, and then even Corbin Carroll, the sophomore, getting in and catching a pass for a touchdown there in the fourth quarter. And so the offense continues to perform like you expect, but this defense, expect it or not, this defense has answered the call under Coach Laux in his first season as the DC. But the pressure they put on, the different looks that they're giving these offenses is just fun to watch. And the speed that they're showing. Cole Mitchell had a good game. Seth Warren, Chance Kelly, the linebacking core.
Yeah, all the linebackers are just moving all smooth together and just cracking heads on the other side as everybody tries to come through.
And I think it was Cole Mitchell with the interception as well as Maddox Borden with – no, it was
and
Luke
Luke Hawley had an interception. Or was that Maddox Borden? We're not sure.
Luke Hawley did get an interception or Maddox get one. What is it? Number 3 was out there, but another interception for Luke Hawley. It just this defense is just having a blast. And just wrecking teams and putting a lot of pressure on. Looking at the stats this week of points for, points against in the season, and then in district, Georgetown only allowing 105 points overall in district in their 4 games. 38 of those, you take them out from Leander.
Yeah.
You're not allowing a lot of points on the defensive side of the ball, and that's been all year, but especially in defense, keeping it ratcheted down while this offense still averaging over 40 points a game. And so the Eagles are victorious over Eastview. Man, I can't even remember the score. It was a 58-14. I called it wrong right at the end. 58-14, a big win over Eastview, and now we turn to the Glen Grizzlies on Friday night. But we'll take a quick timeout. When we do, we'll come back with head coach Chuck Griffin and talk, kind of go over the Eastview game and then talk about the turn towards the Grizzlies on Friday night. Stay with us live here on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, live from Camp Briteside. Stick with us.
Georgetown, there's a new dining and entertainment spot in town, Camp Briteside. Come and enjoy unbelievable food and drink menu in our rustic dining room or on the huge covered patio. Camp Briteside is not just great food and drink, but unmatched atmosphere that includes outdoor games, a wiffle ball field, and an outdoor stage. Camp Briteside is located at 8701 Rural Route 2338, also known as Williams Drive, near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Camp Briteside is the site of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. For food, fun like none other in Georgetown, visit Camp Briteside and stay a while.
Royalty, put blame on me. Hate my trend, word up OG. Watch how you talking your tone. What I be on, you cannot make me a clone. You already know T versus T.
Back live here in a minute. Camp Briteside, the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. The music tonight, we're spotlighting Royalty, and that's Ty Griffin, son of Chuck and Melanie Griffin. We have enjoyed having his music this year and highlighting him, and so I was able to find some tonight and put it into our mix tonight here at the Coaches Show, but super excited. I got to run into Ty before the home game on Friday at Birkelbeck, and we're going to have him in the booth on November 1st at Lake Belton at halftime, and get to have a halftime interview with Ty as well as the principal, Brian Johnson. But
cool.
I got him to commit. It's like, you going to be here? If you are, come up and join us. And so we're going to get to interview Ty about his music. I know some new music coming out here pretty soon. And
he's got an album released Friday.
So it's going to be awesome. Right about a week later, we'll be able to talk to him and discuss that with Ty Griffin. So we've
Wally,
enjoyed.
he performed on Monday at the Fields of Faith.
Yeah.
My son said it was awesome. It was good.
So it's just fun to listen to the music and know it kind of just different when you know who it is and you get to hear it and meet them. And so we try to highlight some of his music tonight. And so. But, Coach, a big win, 58-14. It's a faceless opponent, but now the face has been revealed. It was Eastview, and it was a beatdown.
Yeah.
Georgetown performed on all facets the other night. Ty Blair did Ty Blair things, and we expect that out of a good quarterback like him. But talk about that game and the big win.
You know, just proud of our kids and the way they played and the way they prepared. They got ready all week long, and we told them it was going to be a tough game. And you know, to a large extent it was. Like, you can't let up on a team like that because they can score, and that's been evident with them throughout the season. But, man, just all facets of the game, like all 3 phases of the game played really well the other night and really the last 2 games. So it's been great to see.
We talked about you always hate to lose a game, but we talked about maybe it couldn't have been in any better timing. The loss to Leander, and this team has totally turned around.
Yeah.
Their mindset seems to be locked in. We've talked to players over the last few weeks, and just, the mindset is we're prepared for Friday night.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters. What we've done, who we've beat, it doesn't matter. It's who we face Friday night and going out and doing our job. And, man, even going deep into the playbook, I think we can't skip over that. Big Caden Scherer got the touchdown, caught it at the 15, took it in, had a big block by Noah Faltasek on the outside, took it in. And Dave even asked him after the game, we got him on the field coming off, headed to the locker room and said, was there any thoughts that if you weren't going to get in, you might pitch it back? And he's like, I was getting in.
Yeah.
It was very clear for Caden. But talk about that and even the opportunity there to open up that playbook.
You know, we've actually been working on that since week 1. And the intention actually was to run it the second half of week 2. And we came out of the locker room, and we just didn't play very good, coming out. And so we didn't have it. He was a little injured week 3, didn't play. And then it just, lost week 4. So it just kind of kept getting pushed up, but we kept working it. And, man, the opportunity presented itself the other night after a little turnover and getting the ball down there in great field position and having a pretty good first down run, setting it up. And you got to run that, like you got to be within 7 yards, of the touchdown or to make it work. And but it's great to see it, man. We try to, Caden's a good athlete. He's playing offensive line. He bought into that coming from defensive end, tight end spot, bought into the offensive line part. So it's fun to get him involved, and we'll see what other kind of little trick things we can come up with throughout the year.
What was that play called? Big Sniffles or
Big
something?
Sniffles.
Yeah.
So that's a Coach Truelove nickname for Caden.
Yeah.
He was sick last spring and tried to be a man, and his parents were out of town. He was sick. He came to work out anyway. And then he got really sick, and he missed a while. So when he shows back up, Coach Truelove looks at him and goes, "What's up, Big Sniffles?" And it's just kind of stuck.
There we go.
For one of the biggest offensive linemen on the team, 6'5". I think he's 255, 265, and quite an athlete. But plays like that, you saw the camaraderie as he came off the field after the extra point. The defense excited, all the players gathered around. This team, it's like ever since Lee entered. The team mentality has just grown for this team.
Yeah.
These players have bought in. They've stayed focused and taken that tough loss on the chin and have responded to it. How big is that for this team as we look through the last 3 weeks coming up?
Well, they're a special bunch of kids, and they've had that mentality to work hard and want to be successful and the whole time. Just sometimes when you're 16 years old, trying to focus that and lock it in is difficult. And we're having a little bit of trouble with that early. We play good in spots and not good in spots and kind of up and down. But we knew we were good and kind of got shocked at Leander. And, man, they just turned like, all right, we're going to focus up now. We're going to zero in. And sometimes as a coach, they don't necessarily believe you until they see it. And they're like, oh, yeah, he does. He was right, So, it's good to see that. And just our kids, man, believing in each other, believing what they can do and how successful they can be. So, they're practicing really well right now.
Early in the season, you talked about weren't happy coming out in the second half. The performance a little lackluster.
Yeah.
That could have happened Friday night. A big lead at halftime over Eastview, knowing Eastview could put up points in a hurry. This defense did not allow that to happen.
Yeah.
They responded to that. How big was that they've worked through something like that early in the year and knocked that out on Friday?
For sure, really, in the last 3 games, that's the way we feel it's been. We have been playing really well, even in the second half, even late in the game, and that's the intent. We want to make sure that we're doing that, and that's a challenge. If you're going to be good, you got to be good for 48 minutes. You can't be good for 37. You got to be good for 48 minutes, and especially now, all the games are big, all the games count. All the games are for seeding, for all those kind of things. You get into playoffs, and I told the seniors the other day, you are essentially, they're essentially guaranteed 6 more practices. That's it. If you want more, you got to go earn them. You got to go earn that, and so they've bought into that and practiced really well this week.
The focus now turns to Glenn, a team that's sitting at 2-5, the bottom of the district, tied with Chaparral at 0-4. But a dangerous team. They hung well with Cedar Park on Friday night. Where do we turn our attention to on Friday night? A slot T offense, kind of Liberty Hill-ish, that you don't see a lot. How do we prepare for that? How's the week gone preparing for that?
That's the challenge. Getting your scout team to learn how to run that offense so that our defense can see it is a challenge. You don't see it all the time, and it changes up what you do slightly, how you align. Our basic rules don't change, but how we line up to it and where we line up. And then it's just a deceptive offense. The deal is a player for us this week, it's got to be assignment right. You got to be lined up right, and you got to fit your gap right. You got to be where you're supposed to be because they're counting on one person being out of place, and that's where they're going to hit it. So it's a challenging week for us, and just because you don't see it, you got to play very disciplined football. You can't. Oh, I'm gonna go be a playmaker here. Just do your job. That's the way it's got to be this week, and then the thing that a lot of people don't count on is a typical game, we get 12 to 14 possessions, and then a game against Glenn, we're going to get 7 or 8. So you have less opportunities to score. So you have to make sure that you do score when you have it. You can't have 3 and outs and give them the ball right back. they get the ball first and you go 3 and out, get back to them, you won't see it the whole first quarter. That's it. That's all you're going to get for the whole first quarter. So you've got to do a good job of scoring when you have an opportunity.
One thing they do a little bit different to Liberty Hills, they will pass the ball more.
Yeah.
How do you balance that attack knowing?
I mean, it's just like I said, assignment right. Like you've got your keys that you got to be on and you got to watch and you've got to be there. You can't be so focused on they're about to do this. Like you got to do your job, be where you're supposed to be. And they're throwing it about 10 times a game, which is significant for a slot T team. And so we've got to make sure that we're ready for that and can't get the ball thrown over our head. We can't give up the big play.
Defensively, what do we expect out of Glenn as they take the field?
3-4, and play some multiple coverages in the back end. But they've got a couple of guys in the defensive front that are pretty good. Our deal, again, offensively is kind of what we say every week. Like it doesn't matter. Do your job. Get your calls right, get the defense right. One of the things we've got to prepare for, just because they've played more 3-man front this year than 4-man front, but the last 2 years they've been a 4-man front against us and caught us by surprise 2 years ago. They'd not shown that at all, and they did it. So we've got to prepare for basically a 3-4, a 4-2, and a 4-3 all in the same week. We've got to prepare for all 3 different fronts because they'll do that, or they've shown to do that against us in the past. So we got to be ready for those things. So it's really important on Ryan. He's got to get the right calls in and line us, get our zone boxes right, get where we're supposed to go, get our protections right. And then we're going to have to do a good job running the football and using our guys on the edge and winning some one-on-one battles out there. They're physical at corner. They like to hold and hang on, and so we're going to have to do a good job there as well.
This offense continues to – you can do anything with it. The run game, the pass game, all seems to be clicking all year long, averaging over 40 points a game. How do you not allow someone to take one aspect of that out? Is it just the players we have in the system we're running, or it seems to be something where even if we get stuck a couple of times, this offense continues to click again?
Yeah, yes to all of those. I mean, we've got good players. Let's face it, it's all schemes are schemes, but you got to have players executed, and we've got good players, and we've got pretty good depth, as well. So, when you've got a Sid on the outside and Xavier on the other side, and you got Jet in the middle, and you got a good offensive line, like you got a chance to be really productive. And that's been excellent for having a young quarterback learning the system and getting out there and getting his feet wet and having a supporting cast like that has been really good, and he's done an exceptional job too. So the deal is you think back the two previous weeks, and Jet had 2 big nights, and Jet had a good night the other night. But like Xavier said, did not have big nights. Then last week, Xavier had a really explosive night. I think he had 6 touches for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. And right now he's scoring about every 4th time he touches the ball. So having weapons like that, and having said he's had multiple 100-yard games and multiple touchdown games. Those are really big weapons, and it just kind of all feeds off of each other.
How has that helped a sophomore quarterback settle in to run the offense?
Huge. What I talk to Caleb about every week is, man, just drive the bus. Like, you don't have to win the game, just drive the bus. You got lots of people around you. You just go out there and execute what you're supposed to do, get your eyes right, put the ball where it's supposed to be, and just drive the bus, man. There's no reason to go out and try to be the hero. Like, you got time to do that. Right now, just keep driving the bus and give it to those guys and go score and make you look real good.
Georgetown won it over Eastview 58-14. Then this week we go on the road to AC Bible Junior Stadium on the campus of Leander High School to take on the Glen Grizzlies. 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:15 pregame. If you can't be there live, join us live on the SHN Sports Network, and we'll bring you all the action live from Bible Stadium. And so let's take a quick timeout. We'll let Coach go back and enjoy the break with his wife and the crew, and then we'll bring up, I think we're going to go offense this week. We got to go to the junior. We'll bring up Jet Walker when we come back here on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Stick with us.
Georgetown, there's a new dining and entertainment spot in town, Camp Briteside. Come and enjoy unbelievable food and drink menu in our rustic dining room or on the huge covered patio. Camp Briteside is not just great food and drink, but unmatched atmosphere that includes outdoor games, a wiffle ball field, and an outdoor stage. Camp Briteside is located at 8701 Rural Route 2338, also known as Williams Drive, near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Camp Briteside is the site of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. For food, fun like none other in Georgetown, visit Camp Briteside and stay a while.
Yeah. I'm the big homie. For those of y'all that don't know me, one and only, name another rapper this Cody. Can't show me these down bad rap phonies. Take a pic to Ricky Bobby shaking bake Brody. Pin rolling, never sleep, I just keep going. Hit my peak now, I just started like my name Tommy. Had a vision, this was destined for my life story. Bible by my side, I keep it like a gun on me.
Back here live, Camp Briteside. We are joined now. He wears number 28. He's a junior on your Georgetown Eagle football team. He is Jet Walker. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Sir.
Big Jet walks in, and first night we saw him was a media night. And when I mean the big guy walked in, the big guy walked in. That was a big dude. Jet moved. You guys moved back into the Georgetown area this summer. No stranger to the Georgetown area. Gone
Sir.
a couple of years at Lampasas. Back at Georgetown. Putting up some good numbers through 7 ball games on the year. Over 1,000 yards through 6 games. I don't remember how many this past week. How much fun are you having in your junior season with this offense? You guys seem to be making it all work.
No, I'm having a blast, man. I mean, when you have a good O-line, you know, it makes your job easier and makes running the ball a lot more fun.
2 things that we've noticed. You can run over people, and you can run away from people with the speed. How much fun is that, and having that skill set to where size is there if you need to lower the shoulder and get the tough yards in the middle, but then you seem to have this ability to be patient, wait for that hole to open and then take off and hit the afterburners and run away from players. Not a lot of running backs see that kind of ability to be able to lower that shoulder and run over people, but then run away from them at the same time. Talk about that. What do you look forward to the most, but yet it seems to be all working this year?
Yes, sir. Well, I don't have a lot of juke moves in my bag of, you know, what moves I got. So I usually resort to either trying to run around them or run through them or hit a stiff arm.
This offensive line seems to be opening up holes. You seem that there's been times where we can see where you almost come to a stop, waiting for that hole to hit, and then the speed comes. How much fun is that with an offensive line creating that kind of hole for you, and where are you driving towards in that? Do you like the outside? Do we like the inside? What's the favorite place to get the ball in that play that gets called that you love?
It really depends on what kind of play we call. You know, if it's outside zone and that DN comes up field, it's probably going to hit a little more up the hash, you know, down the middle of the field. But if we still off that defensive end, I'm going to be able to get around and get on the sideline.
We saw in the week 1, you took off on a run and got it, and it was like you looked towards the defensive back at the angle and almost judged the distance he was going to be in the speed and then hit it and ran away from him. How much fun do you have knowing a lot of guys see the size, 6'2", 212, I believe it is?
Sir.
They see the size and, the speed's not there, and then all of a sudden they can't catch you. How much fun is that watching them in the rearview mirror?
Well, running straight at them, you know, they kind of get hesitant, and then you kind of start running away from them, and then you have them beat. So it's pretty fun.
Did you teach Caden that this weekend? As he ran into the end zone, we saw one angle from the end zone. A couple of the Eastview players didn't really want anything to do with trying to hit Caden.
I gave him a little bit of tips on how to run the ball.
Coming out of Lampasas, you played on both sides of the ball there at Lampasas last year, leading tackler for the Badgers. How much are you enjoying just the single focus in the offensive side of the ball this year at Georgetown?
Well, I didn't play much defense in Lampasas, but I mean, I've always played offense, and I've been playing running back since the 3rd grade in tackle football. So it's fun to be at the position you've been playing for, 6-something years, and it all translates over from youth football to high school football, and having that experience, and it helps a lot.
Back here at Georgetown for your junior season, how much fun are you having this year? A different group of guys. You come in, one of the new guys. A lot of players know you from middle school, elementary times. But how much fun are you having coming up now in this in the 5A game, playing the teams we're playing now? You got some more competition coming in the next few weeks with Lake Belton, with Cedar Park. How much fun has that been for you this year?
It's been pretty fun to see like newer competition. You know, going from 4A where some of those guys they're not as big or not as fast as the 5A guys, but it's definitely a challenge, but definitely makes the game a lot more fun.
The recruiting trail seems to be pretty abundant right now. A lot of teams giving you the looks, a lot of invitations to games. We saw an offer from Navy this past couple weeks. How do you keep that separate and the focus on football during the season right now, and how's that going for you?
Well, I try not to think too much about recruiting and offers when I'm playing with my teammates. When I'm playing, I'm really just thinking about getting the win for that night and playing for my team.
The people that are new here that don't know Jet Walker, us. I got to call the game in the playoffs last year for Lampasas, your final game of the season there, and kind of see that, and then was informed when you were coming here. If you're not at the football field, you're not in the weight room, and you have some time to yourself, what do you do to refuel, to recharge, to reset?
I'm usually at home, get a quick nap in, or hang out with the guys just to have some fun.
So a lot of people have their numbers. What does 28 mean to you? Where did you get that from?
Well, I came late during the summer, and they pick numbers during spring ball.
Oh, so you just got stuck with it.
I didn't get stuck with it. Originally at 27, but I saw 28, and I was like, that's Adrian Peterson.
There you go.
A few good running backs for that number, so I decided to try to get 28.
He walked in at media day, and I was like, Marshall Faulk. And a lot of the guys looked at me like, who's Marshall Faulk?
Yeah.
They have no idea. Adrian Peterson's another one. That's it. I take that one. He's one of the amazing running backs that's blessed the NFL and college sports. In school, what's this year in your studies, what's your favorite class you're taking?
Favorite class? I like economics. It's a pretty fun class.
As you look forward to your senior year, what are the guys involved in this offense, heavy involved, when you come back into your senior year, how much are you looking forward to being one of those leaders that's gonna guide this team in his last 2 years of high school?
Well, I kind of look up to some of the leaders we got right now and the way they do things. So, hoping I can replace their shoes and hopefully fill them as well, and be a good leader for this team.
So I guess that question, though, off at 28 is, as numbers open up next year, there's going to be a change. Is there a specific number you usually wear?
I wore 7 last year. But, since Xavier's got 7, I can't take it from
You're not going
him.
to touch that one this year.
But I think I want to stick with 28. I kind of like 28.
It looks good going down the field.
I was going to say,
sure.
we get to see it a lot in motion down the field.
It's called a lot. It looks good.
Sir.
What about in the weight room? What are you on the squat rack?
Well, it depends on how many reps we're doing. Lately we've been doing 3 reps, so usually loading up 4 or 5.
Oh, that's it?
That's what Jimmy does to warm up over there. Exactly. We're all falling apart. It can't happen. As you look forward to this year, you guys are making a run. Coach talks about to the senior class. You're guaranteed 6 more practices. What's the mindset of this team? You guys seem to be locked in the last few games, knowing that there's 3 main district games remaining. What's the mindset of this team, and how locked in are you as a unit and as an offense, and then as a team as a whole, to make this run towards the playoffs?
Well, this week Coach Griffin's been talking about try not to get the mid-season blues and get tired of getting up early and putting in that work. So our main focus right now is to not get tired of it, stay obsessed with the process, and hopefully make a pretty good run in the playoffs.
A big game Friday night at Glenn. We know they're going to run the ball a lot. What do you guys look for as a team? How excited are you all to go on the road and another new challenge in the Glen Grizzly team?
Well, playing slot T as an offense, you don't get many opportunities to score with the ball. So, the opportunities we do get, we got to go out there and execute and have fun and go score.
Well, I don't know if anyone else has told you, but we're glad you guys moved back to Georgetown because it has been fun to watch when you get spoiled over 3 years to watch someone like Andrew Pettit run the ball and as well as he did and dominated for Georgetown, to then have this comfort in the running back room just continues to get dominant and be dominant for this team. It's been a joy to watch you, and so we enjoy it, and we hope you guys continue to tear it up the last 3 weeks here of district before we make a run to the playoffs. And any shout-outs before I let you go?
And one thing it's been for Kelly, he loves your name. He's got all kinds of analogies, and if you don't listen to the broadcast, you need to go back and listen because he's got jet fuel, jet this, jet that.
This past week it was open up the airplane hangar and let the jet loose, and it's here we go.
Yeah, Kelly has just ran with this.
So last year he started his junior year, he started the Petterhead fan club, and so he's still trying to come up with something to start the Jet Walker fan club. But it's just fun when you see someone dominate that touches the ball, and you know at any point they can run over someone, run through some, or run away from them to the end zone. It's just become fun to watch with this offense and all the talent that you guys have, and so we enjoy it and glad you are a part of it. Shout-outs before I let you off here?
The whole offense, Coach Flo, the O-line, receivers, Caleb, all those guys, and the defense.
The bus driver, Caleb McDougal. I'm going to have to get him a bus driver hat now. Just drive the bus, Caleb. That's all we need, okay? Just drive the bus. We'll take a quick timeout. Jet Walker, your running back, number 28, joins us now. Quick timeout. We come back. It's Bobby Boucher joining us live. Seth Warren on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show.
Georgetown, there's a new dining and entertainment spot in town, Camp Briteside. Come and enjoy unbelievable food and drink menu in our rustic dining room or on the huge covered patio. Camp Briteside is not just great food and drink, but unmatched atmosphere that includes outdoor games, a wiffle ball field, and an outdoor stage. Camp Briteside is located at 8701 Rural Route 2338, also known as Williams Drive, near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Camp Briteside is the site of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. For food, fun like none other in Georgetown, visit Camp Briteside and stay a while.
And we're back here live at the Eagle Nation Coaches Show from Camp Briteside, joined now by senior linebacker, number 9, Seth Warren. I almost said it. The most
I thought you were. I thought that's how you were going to introduce him.
So I thought about it. Every week you get to see the big hit. This week against Eastview, one of the best. We were just talking about it. I don't know if I told you, Jimmy. After the game, Dave was still in the field. Players coming out of the locker room, they had to follow their path along the stands to head back to the locker room at the field house. And Dave got a chance to talk to Seth and talking about it. And Seth's statement was, we did what we were expected to do. We put Eastview back in their place. We laughed the entire time we were tearing down for the night. But Coach talks about it. It's a faceless opponent. It's a nameless opponent. It's over now. That was a 58-14 win over your crosstown rival. You guys had a blast out there, performed well. How much fun was that, and especially in your senior year, to get a win like that over Eastview?
Very fun. Really went out there and executed our game plan and came out with a dub.
A couple of times Blair got to release the pass at the last second, and then he got to pick himself up off the AstroTurf after a big hit by yourself. You guys seem to be clicking on everything. The defensive backfield did their job, giving you guys time to give pursuit of Ty. How much fun was that on the defensive side of the ball, knowing the offense was putting up the points?
Good. It's always good to make a turnover and then our offense go down there and score, and just putting a beating on Ty Blair.
That's 2 weeks in a row you've had those running quarterbacks that haven't been running very much.
How was that a difference for you guys as you prepare, you and Cole Mitchell and Chance Kelly, the linebacking core, and the way this defensive line, you guys have all been playing together? What's the difference as you guys prepare for someone like Logan for Rouse and then Ty Blair, knowing that they're going to run compared to a pocket passer, and then this week preparing for a different offense in this slot T? How locked in are you guys, and how much has the preparation been different for you getting ready for Glenn this week?
Preparation, just stay on your keys and be more physical than them, because they're a physical team. That's what they plan for, just to beat us with physicality, and we got to come out and show them that we're more physical.
This defense is averaging less than 20 points allowed per game. the only team in the district under 30 points a game allowed. You guys had 105 points in district play allowed. Is it a challenge yourselves? You guys are just is it something you guys think about, or is it we're going to go do our job, give the ball back to the offense, and let the cards fall how they may? Because holding teams under 20 points in this district, where people like to throw the ball, some running teams, is a great stat to look at. What does that do for you guys? Is that a mindset you go out to try to shut out everybody? What's that for this defense?
Really, we get a steak dinner if we shut them out. So that's the goal for every week.
Is that from Austin Graham steak?
His steaks are good. I saw you guys continue to build on each week. It seems like this defense comes out more and more prepared. You guys feed off the last week. How much is that going to be a difference? How ready are you in your senior year as you run through these last 3 games? It's the last district games that Seth Warren gets to play in a Georgetown uniform. How much fun is it, and how much is this preparation coming down for you mentally? How much are you looking forward to it?
It's a blast. We all enjoy it. Really just preparing as the most that we can. I don't really know.
The future for Seth Warren. Done a lot of camps in the last couple of years, being looked at by different schools. What's the future plans for you after Georgetown?
Just go play football somewhere. I don't really care where, but just love the sport, so I'd like to keep playing it.
As the season's gone on, how hard is it to keep the season separated from recruiting and all of that? Are you able to do that, or is that something Dad's got to take care of?
I like to stay away from the recruiting during season. It's just a little bit just kind of annoying. I like to focus on my game and just play my last year. So,
are you trying to stay in Texas, or you got?
Yeah, I like to stay local.
Okay, that'll be fun. So we can follow you.
As you go through your senior year, what's been the best memory so far, and what are you going to remember about being one of the big leaders on this team now that you've been on varsity in your 3rd season and being a key to this defense? How much are you enjoying it? What's the big memory so far, and what's the goals for yourself?
Best memories probably go down in the locker room, and that's about it.
As you look forward to graduation, how much are you going to miss your time at Georgetown?
A lot. I'm going to miss the football team the most. Last year, I hope it goes out really good, and I'm going to miss it a lot.
Coming up from a sophomore into the junior year last year, now as a senior and one of the leaders, how do you pass that on? How do you pass on that leadership to the younger classes and help prepare them to take over and to be the leaders of this team?
Just try to lead by example so that they have something to look up to, and then hopefully they step in our place.
If you're not at school, at football, at practice, in the weight room, where are you recharging? How do you reset?
Eating and napping.
2 good things. Hunting, maybe, ever?
Hunting, yes, sir.
I was going to say, I know you got a weekend off. Your dad was going hunting and fishing. Fly fishing, is that a new thing?
I fly fished a few times in Montana, but that's about it. It's pretty fun.
I think your dad's convinced me on my next trip has got to be up there. He talked about the fly fishing that was up there and how much fun you had. Senior year, how many classes you taking this year?
As little as I can.
What's your favorite one you're in here in your last year?
Probably PALS. It's like a not really a real class, but
you get credit.
You get to leave school.
Leave school and get credit. So
what do y'all do in the PALS class? What is that?
We go to elementary schools and we kind of be the big brother to other elementary students that don't really have that in their life.
Very good program to be in. Absolutely. And it's amazing how much those kids look up to the big kids from the high school coming down and being a part of that. And so awesome program to be maybe one of the best answers of a class. That it makes an impact more than you know, where it's easy in your schedule, but it's an impact that will make a difference to those kids as they come up through the years. Any shout-outs before I let you go?
Shout out my parents and shout out Death Row Defense.
Death Row Defense. Number 9, Seth Warren joins us here. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back. It's trivia time, NCAA football of this century. And I've got 5 questions from 2001 on, and we'll bring it to you live here on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show in just a minute. Stick with us.
Georgetown, there's a new dining and entertainment spot in town, Camp Briteside. Come and enjoy unbelievable food and drink menu in our rustic dining room or on the huge covered patio. Camp Briteside is not just great food and drink, but unmatched atmosphere that includes outdoor games, a wiffle ball field, and an outdoor stage. Camp Briteside is located at 8701 Rural Route 2338, also known as Williams Drive, near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Camp Briteside is the site of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. For food, fun like none other in Georgetown, visit Camp Briteside and stay a while.
Hey, Kelly, eyes up.
Hey, quit looking at the paper.
We're live back here at Camp Briteside, Eagle Nation Coaches Show. We get ready for team trivia. And so Jory has, let me unmute Jory right there.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go.
And then we'll send the mic down the row, let the players introduce themselves, so we'll get ready.
Joe Straight Matter, number 4.
Jack Hovan, 66.
Caleb McDougal, number 12.
Seth Warren, number 9.
Luke Hawley, number 3.
Ooh. Chance Keller, number 6.
All righty. See who Jimmy's going to help us out on who puts the hand up first. All right. All right. Miss Griffin's going to help us. All right. Since 2000, see, this is in y'all's sort of decade. Which two schools have had 31 players selected in the first round of the NFL draft? Uh-oh. Hold on. Is that better? Is that better? All right, there we go. Do I need to repeat the question? Since 2000, which two schools have had 31 players selected in the first round of the NFL draft?
Alabama and Ohio State.
That is correct. Maybe we did hit their millennium.
Yep, there. Yeah.
What is the name of the award that is given to the most outstanding player in college football each year? Who was it? Defense.
The Heisman Trophy.
Correct.
Could have been easier.
They said this. I had to break it down. I don't know. Okay, here's one. In 2008, what team broke the record for the most points scored in a single season in college football?
Florida.
Incorrect.
Houston.
Incorrect. Anybody?
Texas.
Incorrect. So I'm guessing you won't know the number either. It's the University of Oklahoma. They scored 702 points. See, it's not as easy as
No,
I'm
that one
thinking.
wasn't. That was. Yeah, I don't think
That's why
anybody here wants to hear that
I
as a
wanted to
question.
test their allegiance. No Oklahoma answer. What are the 4 teams to compete in the first college football playoff in 2014?
Florida State, Oregon, Ohio State, and Alabama.
Wow. He's right.
Wow, that's impressive.
So the fifth question's kind of a moot point because defense wins, but we'll ask it anyway. What current NFL quarterback played for both Texas Tech and Oklahoma?
Baker Mayfield.
Incorrect. Anybody else? Texas Tech and Oklahoma. So there's two. Name of the other. See if you can name the other then. Baker Mayfield is correct. Did he actually play at Tech, though? I mean, really? Yeah. Did he? I mean, not really. He was a backup. But anybody? This is the easiest one. Who played at Texas Tech and Oklahoma and is a current NFL quarterback?
Not at all. Say it was a Tech. I thought he.
You know what? You're right. Hey, they got it wrong on the internet. It's not Patrick Mahomes. It was Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
they got it right. So he's right. It doesn't matter. You still lost. Defense won. 3-2, but it made it a close game. So defense gets to choose the topic for next week. Dallas Cowboy trivia. There's not much of it since 1996, but
there's plenty of.
No, what do you want to do? We're going to do NFL in the last 20 years. This century. We'll do this century again. Is that fair? I would have picked baseball too, but the World Series starts between the Yankees and the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. We're just going to bring Jimmy up here, and we'll wrap this up. And so the defense wins again. It'll be the NFL. Remember, next week, the Coaches Show will be on Wednesday night. It will be at the high school. The games were moved on the 30th. From Halloween night on the 31st to the 30th. So we'll be out at the school.
For the JV and freshmen.
Yes.
Varsity's still on Friday.
Yes. And so no games on Thursday, so we'll have the Coaches Show out at the campus at Georgetown High School on the track again. And so join us out there at 6 p.m. And
got to plug you back in.
I'll get it figured out here in just a second. Randy. Now we got Jimmy plugged back in there. Tailgate information this week.
Rosati's Pizza. It's on Whiteside.
I couldn't remember the name.
Whitestone.
Rosati's Pizza. Yep.
Tailgate Friday night on the way over to Leander and Bible Stadium to take on the Glen Grizzlies. We'll be at Rosati's.
Rosati's Pizza.
Rosati's Pizza. Everyone will be there 4:30, 5 o'clock. Come out, enjoy some pizza and some eateries until game time. Head over to Bible Stadium where your Eagles will play the Glen Grizzlies. One thing is I've watched Glen this week just in different films and different videos through the season. They'll put up points. It's where their defense can get them in trouble. Limiting this offense will be their key, to not let this offense have the ball as much and be effective in putting up the big points against them. But you talk about an exciting game. A Glen Grizzly team is going to be hungry. They haven't won since week 2 of the season. They're on a 5-game skid. They got close against Cedar Park. That gave them a confidence. Coach Crosskopf talked about that in his weekly newsletter to his team and the Booster Club about how the confidence is there. This team continues to get better in that offense in running the scheme. J.J. Ortiz, the fullback, is a danger. The quarterback, Dubleby, is a threat to throw but a threat to run. And then their number 4, their running back, Gordon, a senior now. He has been there for 2 or 3 years. As a sophomore, he was a weapon.
3 years, yeah.
And so it'll be fun to watch that. But a big win on homecoming night. It seemed to be a smooth night at the a great night at the tailgate. We had some good pulled pork sandwiches, I heard. I was unable to have any because we were catered up in the booth, but Mr.
Jeremy
McDougal cooked some wonderful
bus driver's dad.
The bus driver's dad.
The bus driver's
taught
dad.
the bus driver everything he knows.
Exactly right. Just drive the bus, Caleb. That's it. For every time we see him now, hey, just drive the bus.
Just drive the bus.
Just drive the bus.
Love that.
Bus number 28.
Yeah. Give it to that bus.
We get over
That'd
to
be good.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. You just hand it over to bus number 28. That's all right, Caleb. We got to.
There we go. There you go, Kelly. You got another one.
Oh Lord, Kelly's at home writing them down, clipping. as this season goes, this booster club continues to do great things in supporting this program. Status of the booster club and still need people involved. I know there's a sale that ends this week of the merchandise. Talk about
it
that.
It ends tomorrow night.
Yes. Yeah, tomorrow night we've got I think we've got some Burlebo shirts. I'm sporting one now.
Yeah.
Fishing shirt. And we also got the Texas flag, Georgetown shirt, Burlebo. So that sale ends Monday,
yeah.
Correct.
On the Facebook page, you can go in there and order, or in the shop, I believe, right?
Yes.
And then tomorrow night ends the buy two, get one free.
Yep.
The item that is equal or lesser value is free.
That does not count on the Burlebo shirts.
No. So just keep that separate. Those have to be ordered on the website.
Correct.
They're still available till Monday. But there is a lot of gear to choose from, and come out and stock up the closet because you can't beat that kind of sale. Buy two, get one free. It ends tomorrow night. It's not going to be Friday night because we'll be on the road. And so an opportunity to collect some gear before the season comes to an end. This season, these boys continue to show out. I think is the only way to put it. A big win on Friday night. They'll go on the road to take on the Glen Grizzlies, but an opportunity for this team to kind of control their own destiny. If they win out, they create a lot of havoc for a lot of other teams, and they'll take care of all the issues of tiebreakers and all that kind of stuff. How do you see that? It's been a fun turnaround. After that tough loss, the mindset of this team has just been second to none.
Yeah.
The focus.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it earlier. That focus after that Leander, you never want a loss, right? But that focus, I've seen it from Seth, the defensive side of the ball. Hear about it from the defensive side of the ball. I don't hear much about obviously my son's defense. So they've been focused up. So this week they just need to get some negative plays, and turnovers will help, and keep rolling.
One thing they have done well is creating those turnovers, be it interceptions, be it fumbles, knocking the ball loose and recover him. I think Georgetown's did a great job. That's one thing we'll try to get Coach to answer is what's the turnover margin for this team? The defense is doing a fantastic job. The offense doing a great job
Special
of not
teams
turning
had
it
one
over.
last week.
Yeah,
we got one.
Darius Rockmore had a
big
hit on somebody and
knocked the ball loose. Yeah.
Coach Griffin, that's our question to you. What is the turnover margin for the Georgetown Eagles?
Put you on the spot.
That looked like the defense trying to answer a trivia question.
It's got to be like a plus 12, something.
A big plus, and you love it. The mindset of this defense, their challenge to try to outscore the other teams. They did it against a Coppers Cove team coming in averaging 45 points, and they put up 12 to the Coppers Cove's 8. And you just saw a mindset all year of this defense that especially is honed back in after that Leander game. And so you saw the hitting on Friday night. Was it a different kind of a step up in intensity?
A little personal.
It was, and I saw the boys when they walked by the tailgate, and man, the focus.
You couldn't
they
shake.
They were locked in.
Eyes were locked in.
I mean,
there was no side
there was no smiling. There was no.
And so you love that, and you want to see that again. 3 tough games. You only got one more home game to come out and enjoy at Birkelback Field. Friday night, we'll be on the road at AC Bible. Next Friday, on the 1st of November, we'll be at home at Birkelback against the Lake Belton Broncos. And then we end up on a Thursday night, November 7th, at Gupton Field to take on the Cedar Park Timberwolves. So come out and enjoy these boys. They're putting on a show, and they control their destiny. A big game Friday night at AC Bible Stadium. If you can't be there in the stands, join us live on the SHN YouTube channel. First Responder Broadcasting will bring you the whole game, 6:15 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff live on that SHN channel. But an opportunity for these boys to continue the winning ways.
Yep.
They control their destiny.
They do. That's where you want to be. Control your own destiny.
Monday night, come out. It'll be the Booster Club meeting, 6 p.m. There at the Field House. Come out and enjoy the updates from all the coaches, both freshman teams, the JV teams, and the varsity teams. Get the latest updates on the teams, how the games went, the highlights from the week, and enjoy, and then a short Booster Club meeting.
Booster Club will be on Tuesday this next week.
Yeah, we have
Tuesday night.
Funeral on Monday.
We had a funeral.
No, that's right. The Pennington family.
Pennington family.
And so come and enjoy and celebrate the life of Jason Pennington on Monday with the Penningtons. I tell you what, that's one thing I did want to talk about. The honor walk was amazing.
It was so special. It was,
the hospital and the people there talked
amazing.
about it was the largest they've ever seen on an honor walk.
Wow.
They were trying to figure out how to move such a mass from the hallway on the 5th floor down to the bottom floor when he went into the operating room, and it clicked. We were on 6 flights of stairs to get down there, and it just was second to none. And the Pennington family was so appreciative, and it was a great showing by Georgetown, continuing to support that family. And so to all those that were out there, thank you for being there. It was such an event to honor Jason and his family. And so Monday night, the details are on the Facebook page, I'm assuming. Sports U. They'll be on the Booster Club Facebook page and on the website. And so be out there and support the Penningtons. They're going to need your support for time, quite a time to come. And so,
and Wally, we need to give Coach Griffin and his staff like all kinds of kudos because they kept these boys moving in the right direction, focused, letting them be there for each other and the coaches being there for them. I know my son received numerous texts from the coaches just checking in, just trying to be an ear, be an arm, whatever they needed. So it was amazing, and I commend Coach Griffin for setting that standard.
They had counselors there for the boys too. So.
And it's awesome to see the school that come to gather around as a community to surround these boys as they continue to perform to honor Jason and the Pennington family, but have that support they needed to face something that all these kids have, a lot of these kids have never faced before.
No,
and so very, very much so to Coach Griffin, to the staff, to Coach Principal Johnson and the counseling staff, the leadership. What a job this student body has done to surround the Penningtons, but yet support this football team and the Pennington family. And
One big family.
It's impressive, I tell you what, and it showed off on Saturday at the hospital to honor Jason one last
Ball
time.
Brotherhood. What's it?
Battle.
There you go.
Ball Brotherhood battle.
That's what we saw.
So thanks for joining us tonight live here at the Eagle Nation Coaches Side at Camp Briteside. Next week, 6 o'clock, we'll be on the track there at Georgetown High School, while it'll be the freshman teams playing on Wednesday night in competition. Then we'll have Thursday night off, and Friday night we'll have the Lake Belton Broncos. So next week, 6 o'clock live at Birkelbach Field, actually at the practice field just to the side of Birkelbach. 6 o'clock, we'll have the Coaches Show live there on the track with Coach Griffin. Thanks for joining us tonight. We Seth Warren, for Jet Walker for joining us, for Coach Griffin, who always comes in and just a fun time talking Eagle football as this team continues to go 6-1 on the year, 3-1 in district, and ready to battle Friday night at AC Bible. Jimmy, thanks for joining us. Jory, thanks for coming in.
Sir, thank you.
And coming across the road and helping out. I appreciate it. For First Responder Broadcasting, we appreciate it. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. And go check out the Live Like Knox Foundation. You can learn where and how to live kindness in your life, something a 12-year-old did more in his short 12-year life that was ended tragically in April than a lot of people experience in a lifetime. Thanks for joining us tonight from Camp Briteside. Have a good night, everybody.
Georgetown, there's a new dining and entertainment spot in town, Camp Briteside. Come and enjoy unbelievable food and drink menu in our rustic dining room or on the huge covered patio. Camp Briteside is not just great food and drink, but unmatched atmosphere that includes outdoor games, a wiffle ball field, and outdoor stage. Camp Briteside is located at 8701 Rural Route 2338, also known as Williams Drive, near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Camp Briteside is the site of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. For food, fun like